Hello everybody, welcome. Well, this is what we're doing. It's been a while since I've tied one on the film or video for my channel. So, not too long ago on the February Room by Justin Carnop, the podcast asked, post your pictures of your fly tying room, and we'll see the winner gets a fly rod. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll try that. My fly tying room's pretty cool. I'll send a picture in. Well, lo and behold, I tied for first with Josh Mills. I think he has like 6,000 plus followers, and I have 511. But we're going to have fun, have a little fly tie off. We're going to tie a green butted skunk today. And we're supposed to film it and send a picture in, and then you're going to vote for it. So, if you feel led to vote for my fly, go and vote for my fly, and maybe I win a fly rod. Alright. Well, anyway, here we go. We're going to tie it on a Alec Jackson 1.5. I'm calling this the ABT skunk. Anything but traditional, because if you know me, I don't like things to be normal. Alright, starting off with some 6/0 black. Gonna dress the shank, leaving some good working room at the head for later. And pretty big profile fly that I'm going to throw on my spay rod for steelhead here in the Rogue River. And for those of you who don't know, the green butted skunk originated from the Rogue River fly fishermen, actually. So I don't know, is that home court advantage? Anyway, here we go. Okay. So the first thing we're going to tie in is the tail, and I've got this dyed pheasant cape that I'm going to pull a couple hackles off of, and I'm using 2 of them stacked on top of each other. Okay, and then I want the curvature of the stem to go up. So I'm going to put them one on top of the other, tip for tip. And I'm gotta figure out length here. Oh, they turned. I think a little bit longer for this bigger fly might be a little better idea for that. I'm thinking I like that right there. Need to be right on top of the hook so they can have that curvature. And to make a really nice tail. Really nice. So there's step 1. I texted Josh yesterday and asked him if he was ready to have some fun with this, and he said, yeah, I can't wait to see his fly. Good luck, Josh. Okay, now it's a green butted skunk for a reason, and to me it is the highlight of the fly, and I have chosen Cactus Chenille in large chartreuse. And I'm gonna make a pretty heavy butt section here with this because I want it to stand out. It's probably the size of a small egg when we look at it when I'm finished. Okay, I think that's gonna do it right there. Secure it. Get that rust out of there. Okay, now we got to do a little thinking ahead. I'm going to use this for my ribbing. It's a little braid in like a green and silver chartreuse. This will be my ribbing. And then my body material I'm going to tie in next is, I really like this material. I get it from the Rogue Fly Shop in Grants Pass from Josh White. The Ice Dubbing Chenille. Yeah, that's a good thing. It really has some really cool qualities to it. I like it a lot. So we're going to tie that in. And make sure it doesn't come out, and get that thread moved up to the capturing position. And now I'm just going to wrap that chenille quite heavily all the way to the front and equal and even. I guess a person could have a tapered body here, but I don't do the tapered bodies at this fly, this body. And I'm putting it on there pretty tight, and 2 wraps before we move forward. Now remember, you're going to have a little bit of room to work with some other stuff in the front, so about right there is really good. I don't know if, yeah, right there, that's better. You can see that. Get that out of there. And now I'm going to wrap that. I like 3 wraps, one on top of the other, in the butt here to begin with, just so you can really kind of pull on it good. Now I'm going to go and just wrap it through the body evenly, neatly, and tightly. All the way to the front to where your thread is in the capturing position. Come up here and grab it. Alright, now cut that out of there. Now, the ABT skunk, anything but traditional, I'm using this cactus chenille is kind of different, but this next step is going to really be something that they don't normally use, and that would be, they usually use white deer hair here, but I'm going to use white Senyo laser dub. It's got a really cool, I don't know if you can see the sparkles in there. Yeah, you can. In it. A very wispy thin piece is pretty good. I think that's a little, I need a little more. And what you want to do is you want to stack this end for end and just go through it and make sure it's really ready to pull on. Because what you're going to end up doing is you want to pull that out, stack the end for end, and pull that out and stack the end for end. Now, when I do that, what happens is I'm able to come back up here to the front and really get a good grip and hold on it. What I like to do here is I'm going to reverse tie this, and the reverse tie is going to allow me to fold it back over itself later here after this next move I'll show you I'm going to make. That's about right, I think. So I'm going to tie that down. Actually, you know what? I forgot that I needed to tie in a hackle here. So I'm going to tie in a black hackle first, and then we're going to go back and do the white wing. Got ahead of myself. This is a pheasant cape I have. It has blue sheen tendencies to it. I really like this one. I've selected this hackle here, and we're just going to wrap it like a soft hackle. Come in here, get rid of the, right at the beginning of the fuzzies on the feather, and cut it. Grab that tip, at the very tip, stroke it back, leaving you as much of the feather as possible to work with. I think that'll work. I like to cut it down to like a decent triangle. Come in here, lay her down, and make sure she's good and secure. Ain't going nowhere. Okay, move that thread up to the capturing position. Grab your hackle pliers. Boy, I got these new hackle pliers. I don't know if you guys have ever used these. They're a little spendy, but let me tell you what, these are bad ass. Okay, clip onto your feather stem, and we're just going to stroke that feather back and wrap, and we're not allowing ourselves to capture anything as we go forward, and we're just making sure that feather is in a really nice lay downable position. And if it decides it wants to give you any heartache, have a toothbrush handy and just give it a little hairbrush there, and keep going. It really is looking nice. It's laying down there beautifully. This hackle is just fantastic. Yeah. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. There we go. Secure that. Couple good secure wraps. Get rid of your hackle pliers. Grab your scissors. Get that stem out of there. And now I'm going to lay a little thread base here in front on over top of that stem, just to make sure, one, it doesn't go anywhere. And then I need to come back in behind. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a white, right there is the stem at the very front of the hackle. I'm going to go one wrap of thread behind that stem and get those hackles to kind of set down in place a little bit. But I'm doing that to give myself a little more room so I can come in here and reverse tie that Chenille dubbing I had already right here. So now it's the reverse tie of the white Chenille dubbing. Okay, maybe a 1/2 inch back, and I don't know, maybe I guess that's 1.5 inches long out the front. Come in here and secure that down nicely. Don't want to break your thread, but you really want to get on her. Now, here's one of my anything but traditional materials I'm about to use now. Before we're going to fold this wing back, we are going to use one of my favorite materials that I love in my composite loops for my intruders, Ripple Ice Fiber Pearl UV. Man, this stuff is cool. You don't want too much, just a pinch. Come in here, there it is. That's all I'm using. Put it together. Make sure there's no long ends here, no long ends here. Pinch it right in the middle. Lay it right down on top of that wing. Wrap loose, tight. Capture it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's good. And now I'm folding everything back. Everything back over the top. Okay, now it wants to stand up. You can use a little spit. You can use a little composite loop juice. That's water. Okay, get some water on it, stroke it back, get it in place. Okay, it's got a few long guys back here. I'm just going to snip those out of there. Okay, and now I'm going to come and I'm going to build that head in the front, right in front of it, with thread, and use the thread as a dam to keep that wing in place. Okay, now before I start to build the head to a final position, I am going to come in here with, you don't need those real jungle cock capes for $400. Go to Aquaflies and buy the Unreal Jungle Cock. This is medium. And I've got 2 ready to go here. And they're pretty tiny. Okay. And I'm just going to lay that down right on the side of that fly, right on the shank. Not sticking up, not sticking down, directly in line with the shank of the hook. I'm going to come in here on this other side and do the same thing. And I'm going to match my position of jungle cock for length, so that when you look at it, that the tips or the end of the feathers, or not feather, whatever you want to call it, the unreal jungle cock, are the same. So this one's a little longer on this side, so before I cinch her down, I'm going to just pull it a little bit, and now they're real close to being the same. Still a little long. There we go. Nice. Okay. Get that wing out of the way. Come in here and secure it. Before you get too much thread laid down, cut those ends off. You could cut them a little long and fold them back. I don't think it's necessary, because I'm going to use some glue and finish this head nicely here in a moment. What I do have is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there are two little tabs of maybe, I don't know, not even a 30-second long. And I'm going to just hold my finger and pull them back and let the thread fold both of those back. And secure those down on the side. There's that one. Oh, well, I should half-hitch that. I lost it. So I'm going to half-hitch it now. Okay, come in here and capture this one. There it is. Nice. Stroke them back, make sure they're good. Now I can use my thread to build a nice little tiny fat head on that without having to worry about my line getting all, not enough room, crowding the end, and not enough room. There's plenty of room in that to run your leader through, tie up with, and just stacking thread right on top of each other. Now you don't want to go too crazy here, but you do want it to look nice, so be conscious of your thread wrapping. And now I'm going to whip finish it. I'm a 7-turn whip finisher guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Off you go. Okay, good to go. And there, folks, minus the head cement, is Crosby's ABT Skunk. Anything but traditional. Head on over to the February room and vote for your favorite fly. Gonna put a little head cement on that and let that dry, and you're good to go. The Green Butted Skunk, folks. They're awesome. Hey, I want to thank you for joining, and remember, go like and subscribe to the February room on the Spotify podcast. Justin's a really cool dude. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on. Okay, have a good rest of your day. Peace out.